Today I'm going to break down to you the best ways to make money in real estate by tier. So as you can see here, we have top tier, would start, okay, waste of time, and totally trash. So I'm going to break down based on the methods that you can make money in real estate, and you will be the judge at the end of the day. If I miss something, let me know, and we will go from there. So let's get right into it. Okay, these are, by the way, up for debate. These are just my personal opinion based on what I've done in my experience. So if I don't have something on the list there, let me know. Something that I should add, let me know. If the order isn't quite right to you, let me know, and something for debate. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you what I think, and hopefully this helps you. Okay. So first one is becoming a landlord. I will say that is top tier. I have to give that top tier. The possibility and the potential to build wealth from it is incredible, plus the added benefit of the cash flow, not including the tax benefits, write-offs, appreciation, depreciation that you get from it. I think it's a win, definitely top tier. And I'm going to rate these, by the way, so you know, these are rated from top to bottom in most sustainable businesses in real estate, no matter the market. So it doesn't matter if the market is up or down, these businesses will continue to provide steady income without any worry of a downturn or losing clients due to the market. Okay. So the first one, I have to give landlording or leasing out units top tier for sure. Okay. The second one is referral business. What do I mean by referral business? I'm going to give that top tier. Referral business is a business that you basically connect two people together. For example, a seller and a buyer, or a real estate agent and a seller, or a real estate agent and a buyer. And you get a little bit of a fee in between for the transaction getting done. Basically, once the transaction closes, you get a percentage or a fee for connecting those people. It is a great business, I believe, in my opinion, great business model, because it doesn't take much out of your pocket, out of your time. You're basically just connecting two people together and allowing them to use each other and provide benefit for each other. And you're just the middleman. You don't have to come out of pocket anything, as I mentioned. You don't have to spend any money on marketing or anything. It's very simple. You connect two people. Once transaction closes, boom, you get paid a fee, a finder's fee. So it is a great business strategy. Doesn't matter what market we're in. It is, I believe, a great business model. Okay, the third one here is lending. So I will say lending, I'm going to give lending top tier as well. Lending is top tier in my opinion, because lending, again, is just you lending out capital, and you're not producing anything. You're not having to, make something. You're not having to spend money to lend money. Not technically, you're just lending out capital, and everybody needs capital, especially in real estate. So it's a great way to lend out capital, have it work for you, and then get a return. Your collateral, the collateral of the borrower will be the property that you will be lending on for them to acquire. And if they default, you get the property. So not only do you get the property, but you get it at a deep discount, because you're getting it at a lower price than the market would have if you were to buy it off the market directly. So it's a great deal. Now, of course, the caveat is that you do need to know real estate law, at least surface wise. But aside from that, it's not that difficult. Another thing is you do need to know how to underwrite. You need to know what is a good deal, what is a bad deal, what would you lend on. You're risking your money, your capital, so you do want a return on that money. You don't want to lend on things that will not get you a return on that capital. So you have to be very careful on what you're lending on. You can't lend on everything. You have to also vet the investor, make sure that they know what they're doing, and make sure that they're not trying to burn you. So there are some risk involved, but if you can get that away or get that locked down, it's a great way to make money. It's very passive, and it's doesn't fluctuate with the market. People will always need money. People will always need capital, and so you're always going to be in need. Okay. What about wholesaling? Wholesaling. Wholesaling, I would say, would start. I think it's a great way to get involved in real estate. I wouldn't say it is a great business model, in my opinion, because it is very, very market dependent. It is quite volatile. And I say that by meaning that the market does make or break this business model, because if the market is very hot, like we've seen in the past, then most people won't want to sell the property at a discount unless they're very desperate. But when the market is very low, you see a lot of people looking to sell their property at low discounts or at a very high discount to get the property and become more liquid. But the problem with that is that when the market is low, so are the buyers that are out there. Unless you find a legit buyer or legit investor who has their own capital or is an accredited investor, something along those lines, where they've been doing this for a while. But again, for you to even get in front of these people, you have to have some type of credibility. You have to have some type of network. So in my opinion, I would start it. It's a great way to get in, to learn the game. But I would probably evolve from there and try to lean more towards the top tier business models, in my opinion. But it's a great way to make money. It's a great way to learn. It's a great way to get your feet wet. And also, I believe it is a great side hustle. Again, just don't expect it to be consistent income unless, you have built systems and spent significant money on marketing. But if you're starting out, the odds are you won't have that capital to do it. So I say start it, get involved, and learn that game, learn that side of the business, and try to take that knowledge into different aspects of real estate, okay? All right. So the next one would be, what about photography? Okay, taking pictures. I think photography, I like it as a would start business. I think it's definitely a would start business. I like the business model. It's always going to be a need, no matter what, especially with realtors, when selling property. But it is very saturated. It is very saturated. And quite frankly, I don't think there's consistent income in there. The amount of time that you put into it, it's hard to scale at the same time. So I would say would start. Again, it's a great way to get involved, to start making connections in real estate, because people do need that, especially higher net worth people will always need that. High performing real estate agents will need that for their properties. So it's a great way to learn the game, to get involved, to network. But I wouldn't put that in top tier. I don't think it's consistent enough. Okay. All right. What about property management? Managing other people's properties, I would put in okay. I don't really think it's a great business model for people starting out, especially. It's quite challenging, in my opinion, to break into that industry, because if you don't have a brand associated with you, why would people put you in charge of their properties? Also, it's a business model that it's very dependent on the client and volume. Many clients tend to back out for no reason, because they don't want to pay the fee. And if you don't have, at least, 20 units, you can't really live off of property managing. You have to have other avenues of income. You know, the normal rate for property management is 10%. I've seen anything above that. I mean, most landlords, especially mom and pop landlords, don't want to pay that. You're going to have to probably talk to a large portfolio asset manager type of thing. And to get even in front of them, for them to even consider you, you're going to have some type of credibility. Not some type, you're going to have legit credibility for them to even put you in charge, for them to even have a sit down with you. So it's a tough industry to break into unless you have connections or have a large network of landlords or investors or some type of asset manager of some sort. It's my opinion, it's pretty difficult to break into it. And I would say I would put it in okay. Mentoring, coaching. So being a mentor, coaching. I would put that in okay. I think that's okay. I don't think it is a sustainable business model unless you have, again, a brand. If you have a brand, if you have some type of marketing that's going out, then yes, that is a great way. You can sell your services to people. But unless you don't have a formatted brand, then it's not really going to be that lucrative. It's not much meat on the bone on this one, unless you have a business or a brand that is helping you market your services. So I would put that in okay. Can it be lucrative? Yes. I know a lot of gurus that make a lot of money doing it. We all know that, but those are very few and far in between. Most of them that try to break into this industry take some years to get into it. You need to have, of course, experience. And aside from that experience, you need to have some type of brand, some type of credibility that people know you by, to where they will buy your services. They will buy your coaching. They want to get coaching from you. Like, for example, like a Grant Cardone or something like that. You know, people who have credibility, you know, who have a brand that's associated with them. So I will put it okay. You can make money, but I don't see it really happening. Let's go with, what about fix and flip? Fix and flip. What about fix and flip? So buying a property low, fixing it up, and reselling it. What would you guys say about that one? I personally think that one is, to me, in my opinion, that one would start. I would start it, but I don't think it's top tier, just because, again, it's not very market stable. It fluctuates with the market. There's moments or cycles in the market where you want to be fixing and flipping, but to just dedicate myself to just fixing and flipping all year round is difficult. It is challenging because you have to consider where the market is at that moment. Also, you have a turnaround time of, 6 to 12 months. I've seen people do it in less. They have a lot of systems in place. They've been doing it for years. But most of the time, for you to get the money, if you're doing hard money, and to get the contractors and to get everything done and finished, it usually takes around 6 months. So where is the market going to be in 6 months after you buy the house? You never know. So that's the problem with fix and flip. It's volatile. You don't know where the market's going to be when you finish. There's a lot of things that you have to account for, a lot of moving pieces. Is the cost of goods going up? What about cost of labor? Is that going up? Do you have a reliable crew that you can depend on? What if you find things that you weren't expecting? What if something happens to the economy? So a lot of things that take place in that. I would say start it just to learn, to form the connections. But again, I wouldn't put it top tier. I don't think it's a sustainable business model, in my opinion, to do all year round. Okay, what about recruiting? Recruiting, like recruiting agents or recruiting people to join the business, to maybe sell real estate or some type of MLM format. I personally think that is a total waste of time. I think recruiting is a waste of time. That's just me. I think it's a waste of time. Personally, I don't think there's much money there. Any MLM, any type of where you're selling services to people and you need them to join, I don't see it very lucrative. Now, there's a slight chance that you can make money. I've heard the stories where people make money and they tend to make a good living off of it. But quite frankly, I haven't been able to really see that business model flourish. It seems too pyramid scheme-ish for me. Also, it takes a lot of time. I quite frankly, I don't know how people live off of that. I do know that there is recurring income when you do finally get people to sign up or to join your team or your brokerage or whatever. But the challenges of getting them to actually sign up is unless you have a brand or you have something going for you that this is kind of like it's like a segue to this, then great, perfect. But if you're just strictly doing this, I don't think it's a great business model. So that's the caveat. You need to have a lot of these things in the okay and the waste of time. They're like side businesses. Like you make money from another business, bringing in the marketing or whatever, bringing the majority of the people, and then you kind of resell them on an additional service. This could possibly be that. I think it's a waste of time. All right. What about software? So creating software, real estate related software. I think it is top tier. I got to give it top tier. I think that is probably one of the best ways, or I want to say the best way, but one of the most lucrative ways to make money in real estate. It is similar to being you can say like a CEO of a company, or think of it as like being the Facebook of real estate, being the Mark Zuckerberg of real estate. That would be kind of what building software would be in the real estate world. Very lucrative. I mean, could be a grand slam, but at the same time, it could not. Most of the people that do that tend to not really know what they're doing in that industry, as far as when it comes to real estate people, as far as that's what I mean. So the caveat with this one is you can make a lot of money. You can be an instant billionaire if you hit the right product at the right time and everyone uses it. Like you create an idea and you transform that into some type of software for people to use in real estate. It can be a home run, but at the same time, you need to know how to code. You possibly need to know how the software works. Maybe you need to take some schooling. Maybe you need to have certificates. So there's a lot of additional things that you need to do in order to get or to be effective in the software space, specifically towards real estate. Just in general, to be effective in software space in general, you need to have a lot of knowledge to be able to do it. So add real estate, a specific niche to it. You need to have some sort of real estate knowledge to be able to provide the audience with the product they need. And also you need to have significant knowledge in the software space to be able to create this product. So I put it top tier because it could be a game changer. This could be one of those things that revolutionize the way we do real estate and can set you up, you and generations, for life. But at the same time, it's a big if, and you need to have significant expertise in this field to be able to break into it in order to make a difference. So I put it top tier, but with a large caveat. Okay, what about getting a license, being a licensed professional in real estate, such as a real estate agent or an appraiser or an inspector, a mortgage lender, a mortgage broker? I would put that in Woodstart. Reason being is, again, this business model is very market dependent. So it fluctuates with the market. Now, of course, there's professionals that don't have that issue. When the market goes down, they don't lose business. They tend to flourish, or their business doesn't change. They continue as normal. But for the most for most people that don't have significant market share in the industry, they will struggle based on the market. And even the big guys do struggle a little bit. They don't like to admit it, but they do a little bit. When the market goes down, they may struggle. There may not be as much business. It may not be as easy. They may have to input different strategies to get those same clients. So I put it in Woodstart. Again, great way to learn the business, great way to build connections, great way to get your feet wet. But I think the business model is not very stable, in my opinion. And for that reason, I would have to put it in Woodstart. All right. What about buying land? Buying land. Being a land purchaser. I would put that in Woodstart. I would put that in Woodstart as well, because I think that this is a business model that you're not going to see much return on it in the short term, but you will see returns in the long term with this. Again, land is the one thing that they do not or cannot make any more of. So it is very valuable to have land, but the only problem with land is that you're not producing any income with land. You're actually paying every year in the form of taxes. So there's nothing on the land unless you're renting the land out or putting something on the land to provide some type of income. Just buying raw land will not get you anything other than the benefit of appreciation over time, and of course, possibly some tax benefits as well. But for that reason, I would say Woodstart. It's very easy to get into and buy land. It's very affordable for the most part still, at least in Texas, still very affordable. And in very rural parts of the world or of the United States, it's still very affordable. So it's still a great way to build wealth. It's just it won't appreciate as fast, and you're not getting any cash flow in between it. So that is the only part. But I would say definitely Woodstart. That's a no-brainer. Okay, what about short-term rental property management? Short-term rental property management. Short-term rental property management. I would put short-term rental property management in the okay. I would put it in okay because it is once again one of those business models that you kind of have to have a network of people that you know, because again, it comes down to the same thing with property management or any type of property management. Why would they do business with you? Do you have some type of killer deal or some type of proposition that they can't get anywhere else? If not, do you present yourself with a unique business that they can't find anywhere else? Or are you the largest expert of Airbnb or short-term rental management? You know, what are they going to get from you? What value are you giving them from day one? You know, that's the thing that you have to recognize when you're doing that. Most of the time, most people, at least mom and pop, in fact, well, larger companies too, you have to be known because there's 100 other people that they can go to, you know. So in my opinion, I think it's okay. Can you do good in that business? Yes, but it's going to take time. You're going to have to build your Rolodex. And even then, I believe that you still have to build a brand around yourself in order to really be successful and do volume, because that's the whole name of the game, is volume. It's not about, you know, you doing a great job per se. Yeah, it is about you doing a great job, obviously, but I mean, it's about how can I get enough units to where I can sustain this business from operating those units. So that is the name of the game there. Okay. All right. What about online courses? Online courses. I would say online courses. I would say waste of time. I would give it a waste of time. I think it's a waste of time. Again, this is the type of business that you have to be able to siphon people from another source, from another main source to this source. I don't believe that you just making online courses on day one, no one knows you, that people are just going to buy your online courses just off of them seeing the course. I think that there's 101 other courses that they can buy, if not get it for free. So why would they pay you for these courses? I think you have to build a brand. You have to build some type of marketing around you to where they say, okay, I want to use your service. I want to learn from you. I will pay you money for your courses. Okay. Doesn't matter how good the course is. If they don't know you and they don't know what you bring to the table, why would they pay you for it? They would rather go, I know I would rather go online and just buy a course, or just go on YouTube and try to Google and learn on my own before I pay for a course. So, again, it's something more along the lines of a Grant Cardone. That's what I can picture. A Grant Cardone sells courses. They know him. They know his brand. They know what he stands for. Cool. He has significant marketing. Boom. It's easy for him to sell courses. So that would be that. So what about lead prospecting? Lead prospecting is a waste of time, in my opinion. Lead prospecting is a waste of time. What is lead prospecting? Well, basically like finding lists, distress list, or whatever, people who have not been contacted yet, or possible people who want to buy or sell, and either cold calling them or selling those lists to people who want to buy them. I think it's a waste of time, quite honestly. If you do the cold calling route and you actually find a list in cold calling, you may have a little bit more value there to the people you're selling to. But then again, why would they pay you for a list that hasn't been called yet? They're going to pay you. They're most likely going to pay you for the results. So you haven't brought any results. You just brought a list of people that you may call. So they're probably going to pay you after you make the calls, when you produce results. And at that point, the amount of money that you'll make, I mean, it won't even be worth it. They're going to give you maybe a percentage of the commission, possibly, unless you kind of make an arrangement. But why would you sell yourself short on a percentage of a commission when you can just take that deal that you find from lead prospecting and just wholesale it yourself? See what I'm saying? Or refer it, and now you'll make more money. So it's a waste of time, in my opinion. If you have the time and you really want to learn how to cold call and stuff like that, I guess, but it's a waste of time. You can just start your own cold calling business, I think, or you can just get a license or whatnot. There's a lot of more other ways to make money, in my opinion, and I don't think lead prospecting is one of them. Okay. So what about building a blog? Building a blog, I'll tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, that is trash. Trash. Building a blog is trash. I don't see any upside in building a blog. I don't see, I mean, the only way that I can see making any money building a blog is if you can somehow land a spot on like a newspaper column or something like that, or maybe like a large real estate company, like a Bigger Pockets or something like that, maybe. But even then, like, how would you even really make money? Because I can imagine how competitive that is. And, just you living off blogging, I mean, it's possible. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just simply saying for you to live off of it, and the amount of time you're going to have to put into it, I don't see it. I think it's total trash. I wouldn't do it. There's just so many other ways to make money. I mean, if you want to do that as on your free time and hope that it kind of goes up as a free time thing, not really expecting much, I can dig that. But just going directly, just doing that, I mean, unless you have the talent, maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's trash. What about REITs? Building a REIT, joining a REIT, or funds like a real estate stock or real estate, some type of real estate fund. I think it is a waste of time. I think it's a waste of time. I think it's a waste of time. I don't think the amount of money you're going to make from that is going to be significant starting out. I think in order for you to make any type of significant money on this, you have to allocate a large a large portion of income or capital. I know someone who invested, you know, $250,000 into something like this of their own money capital. And it's good because you make passive, it's totally passive. So you don't have to worry about what if the property's going to go up, what you're going to have to do on a day to day. It's totally passive for the most part. Nothing is totally passive, but it's very passive. Probably one of the most passive things you can do regarding real estate. But again, your money's locked up there, so you can't take your money out. The returns are going to be they're going to be nominal. They're not going to be large enough for you to say, I can live off of this. You know, at least with that capital, with 250,000, you're not going to see enough capital to just say, I can live off of this capital for the rest of my life. I'm good. I don't need anything else. No, for the most part, you're going to need another income stream. And so for that, I mean, I personally think if you're going to invest in a fund, if you can invest in a fund, why not just buy the property or do private lending where your income is compounded a lot more. But I mean, I get it. Some people don't want to be hands-on at all and just have some money laying around, especially if you're older. You don't want to be having to run around after people. I get it. To me, waste of time, in my opinion. But again, I get it. You know, I would even say it's okay. I would say it's okay depending on where you're at in life. For now, I'll leave it at waste of time. Okay. So what about video editing? Video editing. Video editing, I would put video editing in would start. I think it's a great would start business because it is something that you can get your feet wet, you build connections, build networks. It's also a need, especially nowadays with social media marketing. I think that it's a great way to kind of learn and also build networks with people. You will make some money doing that for sure, especially if you're good, if you have some skill, you're talented, you can make some money doing that. I think it's very oversaturated. It's a would start because the market to me for this depends, fluctuates. You may have people that need it at one time, and then you may not have people that need it at another time. So I would say would start because of the saturation of that market too is pretty high. So I would say would start. You know, you don't need very special skills to do it either. So the very few people that do have the skills to do it tend to be on the larger end of it. But you know, again, for me, I would say would start. It's a great, easy way to get into real estate, in my opinion. Okay, that goes on to the next thing. Social media marketing. Social media marketing. I would put social media marketing as a top tier business. I would put social media marketing as a top tier business. Why? Because this is the wave that everybody is on right now. Everybody now is trying to blow up via social media, via digital platforms. This is the way. I mean, it has shown to be effective. It has shown to be effective. A lot of business nowadays comes from the digital verse. You know, it comes from the digital world. Most people tend to market themselves on social media platforms, on YouTube, making content, you know, things like that. It is the wave. And so if you can be a marketer to these people that don't know about social media, you know, such as marketing to real estate agents, marketing to other professionals, it is a great way to make a living. I think it's a solid business model. It doesn't matter what the market is. This is a solid business model, in my opinion. The only caveat is, of course, you do need to have some knowledge, some expertise in it. People need to know that you actually can deliver results, right? It's not just, okay, I can do social media marketing for you. Let me do it. I think you need to have at least some type of expertise and some type of knowledge and possibly even a brand around you to do it. So that's the only thing. With that, all right. What about new construction? New construction, building new construction homes. I would put that in wood starts. Wood starts. Again, only reason being because it fluctuates with the market. It fluctuates with the market. So it may be a good time to build houses now in 2022 when the demand is high and the supply is low. But what happens in 2024? You know, or for example, now is a great example now with interest rates going up. You know, now it's the audience that or the buyers out there aren't really buying that much. So what does that do to new construction homes? Well, they may not be as desirable anymore, and there may not be much meat on the bone to sell a new construction home. The cost of building a new construction home with the increasing labor costs, inflation, I mean, it's soaring. And so if you don't know what you're doing, it can be very, very, very unforgiving. I mean, think about fix and flip, only add another layer of complexity to this one because now you have to deal with the city, permits, you know, making sure that everything is in running order, right? And it's a lot of things to handle when it comes to this. So I think it's a wood start. It's a great way again, it's another great way to get into the business if you have the resources for it. Only if you have the resources for it. If you don't, it is very challenging to get into it. There's a lot of things, a lot of knowledge, a significant learning curve, in my opinion, that goes into it. And so for me, I think it's a great business. But again, it fluctuates with the market, and there is a learning curve with that business model. So I would have to put it in would start. Would start. What about virtual assistant transactional coordinator? Virtual assistant transactional coordinator, transaction coordinator is, I would put that in would start. I would put that in would start. I think I'm using two of the same pictures here. Let me, I'll take, I don't know, I'll take another picture here. Any picture, didn't matter. I'll take this one, who cares? Okay, so I don't know why I picked that picture, but who cares? Transaction coordinator. What is a transactional coordinator? That is a person that helps usually real estate agents with the paperwork, such as getting the seller or buyers to sign contracts, making sure all of the disclosures are signed and accounted for at the title company, making sure that all of the documents are uploaded to the broker's database, things like that. So they're very useful. And virtual assistant, of course, you know, is someone who just helps you with your day-to-day, similar to a transactional coordinator. Most of the time, a transactional coordinator is another real estate agent. So doesn't always mean that they are, but most of the time they are. I think it's a great way to start as well. I mean, it's something that you can do when you're first starting out, learning the business. It will teach you how to learn the business. In my opinion, I think it's a bit tough on your time and the amount of money you're gonna make. I don't know if it's significant enough, but I think it's a good business. I think it's a decent business, with the added benefit of having a license or being a professional real estate professional. If you can do this and be a real estate professional, I think this is a great source of additional income. It will definitely help when the market kind of turns. When you're a professional, I think that you still are going to be in demand. But again, obviously, if market turns and there's less professionals doing business, then there will be less need for you. So again, this is why this falls into this category, because it is somewhat market volatile. So I will have to put that in the would start category. All right. What else do we have left here? What about consulting? Consulting. What about consulting? Consulting, I would put that in the top tier. I think consulting is a top tier business because people will always need to always go and seek out expertise, especially those people who are very, very highly skilled in a very niche part of an industry. So if you're highly skilled and you're highly niched, then people will always seek your advice. So the only caveat with this one is, of course, you do need to have some type of, I think you need to have some type of brand as well. Not all the time. I don't think you really need to, because this is more of a business transaction as opposed to a mentoring coaching where you kind of are on a more one-on-one type of thing. This is more, in my opinion, it's like business to business. So I think this is a great business model because at the end of it, you're still going to be in demand no matter what. Doesn't matter what the market is saying. If you are highly niched, you're going to be in demand no matter what. People are still going to seek your advice, seek your expertise. And so I think it's a great business model, especially for people who are in real estate. I think it's a great business model. So consulting, I'll put in top tier. What else do we have here? I think that's it. What else do we have here? Lead prospecting, blog, online courses, recruit. Did I say recruiting already? Yes, I did, right? Mentoring coaching. I think that's it. I think I already listed everything. Let me see. Short-term vacation. Oh no. Short-term vacation rentals. Short-term vacation rentals. I'm gonna put it in top tier. I'm gonna have to put it in top tier. Again, my decisions were business models that are not market dependent and are market stable. Market stable. Doesn't matter what market we're in, up market, down market. I think that short-term rentals, vacation homes are here to stay, be it through Airbnb or Verbo or whatever other platform they have. I think that there's always going to be a space for people looking to find a short-term rental to stay there that is not as expensive, but offers more benefits or the same benefits of renting a house or renting a single residence. I think there's always going to be a space for that. Will it shrink? Will it grow? I don't know, but I think there's always going to be a space for that. And if you have a great property and a great location with a lot of attractions, people will always want to come see the property and will always want to stay there. So I will have to put that in top tier. It could be very lucrative if you buy it right and have a great location for it.
Content creator. So where would that fit in this tier system? I would put that in would start, because again, it's not more or less that you're going to make money off of it right away. It's more that it's going to build and contribute to a lot of these other facets within real estate. So creating content is something that will allow you to get out there and open up a lot of other doors to make income within real estate. So you're not going to make income right off the bat with this one, but over time you'll start seeing the returns, and that will contribute to you making income in other areas within real estate and even outside of real estate. So creator is easy, it's free, and again, it allows you to build a brand. So that's very important to a lot of these other businesses within real estate. They are dependent on that. So I would say content creator is a would start. The last one is one that I thought about more towards the end, and it came to me, and it is digital real estate, doing digital real estate like NFTs and metaverse and selling space, digitally. I personally think that is a waste of time. I'm not gonna give it trash just because I know there's potential and I see the potential, but as of right now, it's a waste of time. I don't know anyone who's made money and doing that. And the people that have made money are very few. I think it has the potential to be something in the future, possibly. The idea is there, but I don't think it's all the way there. I don't even think we're close yet. I think we're a ways away to even realize what that is, let alone form a business around it. So I would say it's a waste of time for now. Hopefully in the future, maybe in the future it'll change, but as of right now, I don't see that as a viable way to build a business around within real estate.
There you go. Those are the best ways to make money here in real estate so far. If there's something else that shows up, please let me know, and we'll go from there. So if you go ahead and rewind the video if you need to, and let me know if there's anything else I can do. If you have any questions regarding real estate, reach out to me. Visit me at realestateinvestordan.com and let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys want to do and if any of these help you at all, okay? So with that being said, y'all, peace.